DJ Durong from Hot 702.5 in Las Vegas. It's time to come together. Rainbow Dreams Educational Foundation presents the 24th Annual Las Vegas Juneteenth Festival, going down Saturday, June 21st from 4 to 9 p.m. at the Expo at World Market Center, and it's free to the public. Catch R&B icon Tweet live on stage, plus performances by Kiss Kiss and the Squad, Darnell Alexander, Unk and the Nephews, and Las Vegas's pop princess Ray Millie. Hosted by DJ Ambeezy with Not a Boy DJ and DJ Kelly J on the ones and twos. Stop by and visit the Hot 702.5 FM live remote tent and check in with our on-air personalities. Shop the vendor marketplace, hit up the food trucks, and enjoy surprise guests throughout the night. Presented in partnership with Google, MGM Resorts International, Live You Equals You in the city of Las Vegas. Come together this Juneteenth weekend to celebrate freedom with Tweet and Rainbow Dreams. Get your e-ticket now and be entered to win one of our fabulous prizes. Visit June19LV.com. That's June19LV.com.
Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot7025fm.com.
Y'all, are y'all tired of hiring a cleaning service that just won't get the job done? Well, have I got good news for you. Midwest Superb Cleaning Services has been operating since February of 2020. Quashana and Josette Willie Walker are the founders and owners. Midwest is based out of Allenton, Wisconsin, but guess what, y'all? They travel anywhere and everywhere. They are traveling to residential and commercial accounts all over the country. They can be reached by email at Quashana@MidwestSuperbCleaningService.com or by phone at 262-846-8122. Y'all better call them. You're listening to Her Flow from Hot 702.5 FM Risky Radio. Tune in to The Flow, where we're bringing you the best in hip-hop, R&B, and talk. Hey, this is Her Flow from Hot 702.5 FM, where we bring you the best in hip hop, R&B, pop, and talk. Tune in. Hey, 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 thank you for tuning in. You are listening to The Flow, and I'm Her Flow here on Hot 702.5 FM. You guys, I have two special guests in the studio. You guys, let me tell you something. It's been a long week and it's hot. We're in the LV, the 702. You guys, it's almost 100 degrees outside. I hope you guys are drinking plenty of water and protecting yourself and making sure you're eating lots of fruit, because you know some of your water comes from your fruit. So make sure that you guys are doing what you got to do to stay hydrated, okay? Okay. All right. So I am going to introduce my special guest. Every week I tell you I have special guests in the studio, and I always do. Trust me, I always do. So what we're going to do is I'm going to let them introduce themselves, which I usually do. Sometimes I don't. Just depends on how I feel. But today I'm going to allow them to introduce yourself. So come closer. I want you guys to pay special attention, because these guests help people all over the state of Nevada. Okay, so pay attention. All right, we're going to go this way, and I'm going to allow you to introduce yourself. So there we go.
All right. Well, hello, Flo. My name is Terrence Thornton, and I am the president and CEO of Special Olympics Nevada.
Yay. Okay. Hey, Terrence, what's up? How are you? And we're going to go on this side.
I am Elise Pearson. I'm the Senior Director of Development and Community Engagement for Special Olympics Nevada.
Yes. Thank you. Let's give you clap. You know what? I brought Latoya Bembry brought this together for us, and I just wanted to send a shout out to her because she was on this show. Well, okay, Latoya, we're not going to talk about it, but she's been bringing special people on my show for the last couple of weeks, and I just want to say thank you, Latoya. We love you. We love you. We love you. So we're going to get into the tea today. We're going to talk about Nevada Special Olympics in Nevada, and you're going to tell me, what do you do there, Terrence? What's your job?
Yeah, so I oversee the operations for the organization and stir the ship, make sure everything is moving in the right direction and keeping things on strategy and on point.
Yeah, so you're the president and CEO.
Correct.
You got the big job.
The big job.
Okay. Well, because it takes everybody. It takes the whole village,
definitely
right?
A village for sure.
Yeah, so you're kind of running things and making sure things run smoothly. And what do you do there?
Oh, goodness. Nonprofit, a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
So I oversee all development here for Southern Nevada. So that, that's sponsorships, fundraising events, I said membership. That's the wrong word.
That's okay. That's okay. Listen, that's why it's called The Flow. Okay, so it's okay.
And then I do a community engagement as well. So all community engagement activities. I oversee our athlete leadership program. Just kind of a little bit of everything.
Okay. Listen, I want to ask you. This is a big question, right? So, what is Nevada Special Olympics? I'll say Nevada Special Olympics, but it's called Special Olympics Nevada. Is that what it is?
Correct.
Tell me what it's all about, Terrence.
Yeah, so it's really about helping people with intellectual disabilities have inclusive opportunities. We have 4 different program areas. Obviously, most people are the most familiar with sports.
Okay.
But we have a leadership program that Elise oversees. We have a program in schools called Unified Champion Schools.
Okay.
A health initiative called Healthy Athletes.
Okay.
And yeah, like I said, it's really about making sure that people with intellectual disabilities have a seat at the table and are seen for the abilities that they bring.
Yeah, and I'm not going to let you give me the short answers, right? I'm just letting you know that right now. You're on the flow. So I want because I'm going to come over here with Elise in a minute, because I want you to kind of tell me what you do. So Terrence is going to give me more of a longer answer. So Terrence, tell me about each program. I know you mentioned some of the programs, right? So let's start out with the opportunities that you have for Special Olympics and how that works.
Sure. So for example, with our community sports program, we have 7 different offerings that we provide for people with intellectual disabilities, as young as 2 years old all the way to senior citizen.
Okay.
So we have basketball, bowling, bocce, flag football, golf, swimming, and track and field.
I did not even know that. I knew, I knew about like the football and I knew a little bit about the track, but you guys have a lot of programs. How did Special Olympics Nevada get started? Special Olympics Nevada get started?
Yes. So
what's the history?
The core team here, we actually just put it back on the map in Nevada. That's one of the things that people may not be familiar with. January of last year.
Okay.
I was hired in 2019, and at the time we had programs in Nevada, but they were under the umbrella of Special Olympics Northern California. And so they hired me to lead the independence charge and bring back the charter here in Nevada.
Okay.
And with the work of my mighty team, we were able to do that last year.
Congratulations on that too.
Happen.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So tell me, Terrence, what did you do before this? What led you to work and get in this field?
Oh man, so we got to go back a little over 20 years ago.
Okay.
When I was a student at UNLV. At the time, I thought I wanted to teach literature. And when I got the opportunity to start working for the school district, I didn't know which way I wanted to go, and it seemed like all the assignments for a teacher's aide were with special needs.
Right.
And at the time, I'll have to be honest, I was intimidated because I didn't really know a lot of people with disabilities, didn't really grow up around a lot of people with disabilities. So I think, honestly, it was just the lack of education at the time.
Right.
And I remember one of my good friends, because as a lot of young 20-year-olds do, I was complaining about that I couldn't get the job that I liked. And, he was like, well, the phone's always ringing, because at that time the phone would ring and let you know the open assignments. And I was like, yeah, but it's all special education. And I was like, that's not what I want to do. And he said, why? And honestly, it was that why that resonated with me.
Right.
Because when I thought about it, I was like, wow, I'm really, and at the time I didn't know what it was called, but basically I had an implicit bias. And obviously knowing how that feels, being in certain rooms and people assume certain things. I was like, I don't want to be that person. And so I challenged myself. I was like, you know what, whatever the next job is, I'm going to take it. It ended up being a special education assignment at a school I didn't realize at the time was all special needs. And it was a week assignment, and I went there, gave it my all. And like I said, it was only supposed to be a week. I stayed there for 7 years.
Wow. Okay, Terrence. All right. So we're going to go on this side. And Elise, oh my gosh. Elise, you're going to tell me how you got started, and then what's your background?
How I got started is I fell into it, honestly. It was a career change for me. I call it my quarter life crisis I had about 10 years ago. I was working in the sign industry, and I was just miserable. Like, why am I fighting over the price of sheet metal? And I just was like, I'm going to work for a nonprofit. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what to do. No formal education in that. I had also gone to UNLV for education. And so I applied and I got an interview, and I'm lucky enough that they took a chance on me. And it was definitely before Terrence started, so it was definitely baptism by fire for sure. And it's been really great. I'm lucky to have gotten not only with a nonprofit that speaks to me, that I really feel in my heart, but also in a department and a role, and been able to have grown through there. So it's been really great. And I really just wanted to, at the time, show my kids, like, you can give back and have joy too. Like, it's not one or the other, you know? So you don't need to just be chasing everything for joy. And so that was a big driver. So it was kind of luck, and I love it. And I've been like, it's been amazing.
Yes. And this goes back to, you never know where life is going to take you, because we start off in one thing, and then we might end up in something, and then we might end up in something else. So life is like that journey that we continue to learn about ourselves and learn about the things that we can do, which takes us to the spectrum of special needs. And you and I, Terrence, we're just talking in the back about special needs and disabilities, because we all have our challenges, correct? And a lot of times we see, when you say, like you said, special needs, you were like, oh, I don't know if I could do this. But we all have a special need in some kind of way, right? So tell me kind of like the spectrum of people that you work with. I know there's a lot, but kind of go into the spectrum of people that you work with.
Yeah, and it's definitely a spectrum. I'm glad you used that word. A lot of the population that we work with has Down syndrome, or they might have a traumatic brain injury. And, there's a lot of things that kind of fall under the umbrella of intellectual disabilities.
Right.
But one of the things that I love about our program, too, is that we're not hard pressed on only focusing on intellectual disabilities. In fact, we don't even actually ask our program participants to identify what their disability is. So, because a lot of times it could be, a few different things. And so and really with the heart of the work that we're doing being about inclusion, it at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. We just want to make sure that they have a place where they feel safe, where their talents can come to the table, and where they're treated, just like everyone else.
Fairly and equally.
Exactly.
Yeah. And Elise, tell me like some of the stigmas that you find that people have in that area when you say, they have a disability. What are some of the stigmas that you might hear or see?
It starts off with, I work at Special Olympics, and we get the head tilt. And then they go and they watch them run, and they're just blown away. And it like one of the big stigmas is like, well, obviously they run fast. They train for this.
Right.
Like, duh. Like, what are you thinking? One of my most popular events that we do for a fundraiser is called Bowl for the Gold. And you sign up as a team of 4, and I assign a Special Olympic athlete with you. And they have zero chill. They will tell you if you are a terrible bowler. And people come back to the event year after year. It takes one time of competing with an athlete to really see it. So and one of the, working so closely with the leadership program as well, as they don't think that they can.
Exactly.
They put them in a box, and big part of the leadership is really like, we don't need a box. Like, you don't need a box. You don't need to be confined to this. You want to take a class on entrepreneurship? Okay, we're going to make that happen.
Right.
You want to learn how to present on interviews? Okay, we'll do the training for that.
Right.
It's really just, that's one of them, is they're not putting themselves in the box. They're being placed in the box.
Exactly.
And that's a big stigma that is beyond sports, but it's across the board. It's,
Yeah. And one thing, I want to say is because for me, I even had this, this thought about autism, or, I didn't know what autism was. And I had to really research myself to see that autistic people are so capable, and there's such a broad spectrum, and they really can, like in a normal setting, learn in a normal setting like anybody else. And that goes for even people with intellectual disabilities. So kind of tell me, I want to know a little bit about, I know we can't go through all of the disabilities,
Sure.
but kind of tell me like autism, intellectual disability, kind of tell me what autism is, so people, because I'm going to have you back on the show, so we're going to talk more. So tell the people out there that are listening, people just don't know.
Right.
And sometimes, and I'm going to use the word, sometimes in the ignorance of not knowing, you just make up something in your head, and that's what you roll with, right? So I kind of want to know, let's talk about autism.
Yeah, so autism actually is another form of an intellectual disability.
Okay.
And again, that is on a spectrum as well. You have some that may be a little lowering functioning, and they struggle sometimes with sensory elements, like if things are too light in a room, or there's a lot of noise or a lot of different things going on. That's just one of the distractors. So they're not, it's not that they're not able to learn, it's just that they have to be in a space where that is managed, so they're not getting distracted by those different things.
Right.
And when I worked for the school district, that was actually the population I worked with the most. And it was interesting, and to your point, being able to work with a team to kind of help put together their individual education plans. That was one of the things I loved about working with the special needs population, is that you work from their strengths. And
Exactly.
so you're not forcing them to fall 100% under a standardized system or test, but really looking at, where their abilities lie, and kind of building objectives and goals from there.
Right.
And, it's interesting. Like, I remember when I first learned that, and I was working with the team to put together their plan for the year, I'm like, why isn't this the standard?
Right.
I mean, one of the things you said, Flo, at the beginning, which stood out to me, is that, we all have our challenges.
Exactly.
And that's exactly what I thought when I was in that space. I'm like, look, unless you put a dollar sign in front of numbers,
right.
I don't care about numbers.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
You're not going to get me to do an algebra equation. You're not going to get me to do all these different things.
I think we're on the same. We're on the same.
But I do understand 50% off.
Exactly. So. Take me to a Neiman Marcus sale, I'll tell you. Okay.
And just like with those with intellectual disabilities, they may have certain challenges when it comes to learning, but you give them certain adaptations and help them to understand that, okay, with this tool, this is how you get to A to Z, and they'll go the distance.
Exactly. And I think too, over the years, and you might agree, Elise, is that the terminology has changed, because I remember back in the day, and I won't say the word, we'll use the R word back, and that's what they used back in the day, right? And I always thought in my own mind that was so offensive. It was just so offensive. Yeah. And so I think a few years ago, probably like maybe 10 to 12 years ago, maybe longer, they started using intellectual disability.
Correct.
Tell me about that. And then I'm going to come over here to Elise. Yeah.
Yes.
You're not out of the water.
But, to your point, it was really about the negative connotation to the R word. And in fact, this is before I was in.
She's like, okay, wait a minute, Terrence, I got this.
Wait for my cue.
And really what that was, it was about taking away the stigma that surround those with intellectual disabilities, and focusing on those abilities and the qualities that they bring to the table.
Yeah.
And it's been really great to see that. One of the programs where we see it a lot is our Unified Champions.
Don't talk about that yet. I'm wasting water. Don't talk about that yet. What I want to know is, so under the umbrella, right, of what it used to be, there was just like an umbrella with this R word. So no matter when you went to school and you test, okay, this is the R word. Okay, no matter what happened and how they were tested, that was what was used back in the day. And I'm a Generation Xer, so that was what was used back in the day. We didn't know anything else. So how did this different terminology start coming back about, where you said, we're gonna change the tone of this?
I mean, I can't give you the whole history. I think a large part of it would honestly be when a word is used and turned to mean something negative. And we've seen that across a language for a long, long time. So I think that was a big turning point, and they changed it from, what it was labeled before, and then that was shortened. And then, it's a whole bunch of, different intellectual disabilities. So it's not just Down syndrome or autism. It's there's a whole list of them that are filed under that term, intellectual disabilities. And that's my favorite thing about what Special Olympics does is we never ask for a diagnosis. We're not saying, we're not trying to put you in that box to be like, okay, well, you can only compete with other autistic athletes. So we don't do that. And so I think if we are trying to label too much, then we're really limiting and fighting against ourselves. So that's why we keep it very broad with intellectual disabilities. And anyone who wants to compete can come out and compete and participate.
Yeah, and I think that's anything in life. When people put you in this box and they feel like that's all you can do, it limits you in life, 100%. Period. I'm not just talking about disabilities. I'm talking about life, period, in general. So listen, we're going to come back. You are listening to Her Flow, and I am the Flow here on Hot 702.5. And we're going to come back. We're going to start talking about the 501c3 and what that means and all of that. You guys ready? Come back with me. I am the Flow.
I'ma show you I'm the best. I'ma show you I'm the best. Get with me, I'll invest. Get with me, I'll invest. I'ma show you I'm the best. I'ma show you I'm the best. Get with me, I'll invest. Get with me, I'll invest. And I'ma get it poppin'. And I can take you shopping. With me, there's no stopping, hey. With me, there's no stopping. There's no stopping, I'ma hold you in my arms. Harvest go now is warm. And baby, we can the storm. Loving you like Boston George. And darling, you my moonhead. Yeah, you show me the light. Get with me, I'll treat you right. And I'll treat you right. Now she wanna rock and she wanna roll. Baby, I won't bend and I won't fold. And I can get you now, your heart I stole. Your heart I stole. Ooh, 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 ooh. And I want you. I'ma show you I'm the best, yeah. I'ma show you I'm the best. Get with me, I'll invest. Get with me, I'll invest. I'ma show you I'm the best, yeah. I'ma show you I'm the best. Get with me, I'll invest. Get with me, I'll invest. And I'ma get it poppin'. And I can take you shopping. With me, there's no stopping, hey. With me, there's no stopping. We can hit the lotto, lotto, lotto. We can pop a bottle, bottle, bottle. You're looking like a model, model, model. Model, hey. Invest, the best. Invest, hey.
Hey, this is The Flow from Hot 702.5 FM, Risky Radio. Tune in every Thursday at 5 p.m. to listen to dope people, dope topics, and dope vibes. Hi, I'm back. Wait a minute, you guys. Hi. I am back. I am The Flow, and you're listening to Her Flow, which is me here on Hot 702.5 FM, Risky Radio. You guys, thank you for tuning back in with me. I am so amazed at you guys. I'm not amazed because you're listening to the hottest radio show host here in the nation. I am not amazed that you keep coming back because I have the stuff, okay? Listen, we have two special guests in the studio with us today, and I'm going to let them reintroduce themselves because you might have missed it. You weren't here at 5 o'clock. You were supposed to be here at 5 o'clock. So you might have missed it. So I'm going to have them reintroduce themselves, and then they're going to tell me more about what they do. Okay?
Yeah. So Terrence Thornton, the president and CEO of Special Olympics Nevada.
Okay.
Elise Pearson, Senior Director of Development and Community Engagement at
That's
Special
what's
Olympics
up.
Nevada.
Yay. We're going to give you another clap. Okay. So, you know what? I'm going to go over here to Terrence. Okay. And Terrence, you're going to tell me about Champion Schools.
Yeah, so our Unified Champion Schools program does have a sports component to it as well, but it's a little bit more than that. It's really about making sure that students with intellectual disabilities aren't just sequestered to a special education classroom, but truly have a whole school experience. So at the middle school and high school level, we'll partner with clubs that already exist on campus. And we try to partner with students without disabilities and let them be the driver of that program on their campus.
Right. Nice.
Yeah.
That's beautiful that you do that.
Yeah.
Tell me, with these programs that you have, you're a 501c3.
Correct.
So how do you get funding?
Yeah, so we go about getting funding from a very diverse standpoint. We have some federal funds that we work with our national office to secure that runs our Champion Schools program, as well as our health initiative. We also do some lobbying at the state level.
Nice.
In fact, the last legislative session, we got a pretty substantial appropriation that helped us to reestablish the Special Olympics chapter. So really grateful for that. We do fundraising events that Elise can tell you a little bit more about, where we go after different corporate sponsors, individual donors that want to support. And we also do some grant writing as well.
Nice. All right, Terrence. All right, you're going to tell me to go back to Elise. Elise, why are you looking like that? Elisa's going to talk about the different competitions that we have. You're ready. Like, you're ready to go.
I'm ready to go. I'm always ready to go. I love talking Special Olympics.
Yes,
My favorite thing.
Yes. Tell me about the competitions, Lisa.
Yeah. So we have 7 different sports, and we run 14 competitions. So
wow,
that
14.
is 7 North, 7 South. And we're introducing some of the rural areas. But yeah, we have, since we run 7 sports, they are training, 8 to 10 weeks for these competitions, and we bring them all together and they compete. We just had our track and field and bocce and aquatics competition. So yeah, we bring them by, we put them on these amazing, these fields, and they have the opportunity to experience what it's like to really compete. We invite, the community out to be fans in the stands and cheer them on. They have officials. It's very, it's very official. It's not just out there for funsies. They are out there competing for their medals.
Yeah. What is bocce?
So it's like an old Italian game. It's like horseshoes, but with balls.
Okay.
Like, you have a little ball, and you got to put the big balls next to the little ball, but you can bump it the other people's. It's a thing.
I never knew, because I'm sitting up here. I want to say, what is bocce? What is bocce?
We'll bring you out sometime.
Yeah, I would love to do the bocce, I think, And so, like, when you guys do the competitions, how do you market? And are there scholarships for special needs students?
So
as well?
Everything that we do is 100% free to our athletes. So our athletes who are competing with intellectual disability, everything, community sports, school programs, athlete leadership, our healthy athletes, our mindset matters, our young athletes, did I miss anything? All of it is completely free. So we do that through fundraising efforts that Terrence just mentioned, the fundraising events, the federal funding, sponsorships, and the community coming out to do it. So our athletes, we've even sent athletes to Abu Dhabi, Dubai to compete for Team USA.
That's awesome.
So, and they don't pay for any of that. The training, the competition, the uniforms, we cover that 100% because they deserve the opportunity to show what they can do.
Exactly. And I want to ask you this. When you started in this field, did you find any limitations for yourself where you had to kind of say, you know what, I need to change my mindset at any point? Or were you ready to go when it came to the job that you had to do?
I mean, we all put limitations on ourselves.
Exactly.
I was lucky enough that I didn't really have someone sitting directly over me because Terrence wasn't with us yet.
Okay.
And my boss was in Oakland.
Are you saying that Terrence is he's a driver?
I'm saying that I was, I kind of just threw things at the wall.
Boy.
Oh, that's not shade. I have learned so much from Terrence. And, but, it was kind of like trial and error at first.
Yeah.
But I am, I'm lucky enough that I had a cousin who was undiagnosed special needs, so I grew up with that. So that aspect of it, wasn't, intimidating for me because I had been around that.
Yeah.
But it was a huge career change, and I didn't know what I was doing, and I was working with cops at the beginning, and but really it's just kind of like the limitations you put on yourself. And then Terrence came on board and was able to give me excellent direction and support, and that's a big part of getting me from associate director to senior director. So yeah.
So I'm going to let you in on a little secret, and another reason why I invited you here, because I had a special needs child as well, and he graduated from high school and he took some college courses over at CSN, and I was really so proud of him. And one thing that when he had his IEP, because he was intellectually delayed, when he had his IEP, the school kind of limited him on the things that he could do. So I would go into the IEP meetings and say, look, he's fooling you guys. It's like these are things that he really knows how to do. So when it came down to like doing 2 and 3 digit numbers and adding to it, and he would go and say, I don't know how to do. You do that at home all the time. So I started to record it and show that he knew how to do 2 and 3 numbers, and now he's gainfully employed and he's doing the things that he wants to do. Has a girlfriend. He tells me, yeah, Mom, I got a girlfriend. I'm talking to my girlfriend on the phone. I'll call you back. But however, I think that, I want to go back to Ray Charles. I don't know if you guys remember that movie where the mother was like, you're not going to limit yourself.
Right.
You may not be able to see visually, but there are other things where you can strengthen yourself and be the best version of yourself that you can be. And I think that's really important when you talk about any of us, how we encourage each other to be the best version of ourselves. And I think it's great that what you guys are doing, because again, I want to go back to that too, that we all have. Some people even have undiagnosed things that they haven't been diagnosed with, right? And so we are always being the champion for people in general. I would hope that I would hope that you guys are out there being a champion for people, because that's what you guys are doing. And so I just want to commend you and applaud you for everything that you're doing.
Thank you.
Because I think it's amazing, or else I wouldn't have had you on my show. Okay, because you are on the flow. I wouldn't have had you on the flow. But I think it's so amazing. So tell me about, you have over 2,000 participants. Over 2,000, right? How do they sign up? Tell me that. What happens?
So easy. They just go to our website, sonv.org, and you go to a little tab that says athletes or programs. Both of them will take you there. And then you can go select a sport by area, find out where you are, and then our whole calendar will pop up. We have an athlete application that you can just bring to the first practice. And so like bowling is going on right now. So as long as you show up to your practice site with your athlete application in hand by June 6th, because that's when they start, you're good to go. So yeah, I mean, that's the whole point of what we're doing is inclusion. So you show up with that, and there you go.
How do parents get involved? Let's say, for instance, like you said, you go as low as 2 years old. Is that what you said?
Yeah, we start young athletes at 2, and we don't have a cutoff. There is no cutoff. As long as you want to compete, as long as you want to compete, we're not going to limit you. You can stay in.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, we're going to come back. We're going to play one song, and then I got some more tea to drop. Okay. So we're going to come back. Thank you. You have tuned into The Flow, and I'm her Flow here on Hot 702.5. We're having a good time here. You guys come back.
Hi, I'm unapologetic. Nice to meet you. I've been for a while trying to reach you. You don't think I see you, but I see you. We all do. I'm just trying to be something true. You're out here making it an issue. You got me questioning myself, like I should be somebody else. I love you, but I don't wanna hear it. If you're here to die, you must be lost then. We live just once, gonna live it like I mean it. I love you, but you
Keep your radio dial right here. Hot 702.5 in FM sound.
That's hot. That's hot. Hot. That sounds so good.
Blazing today's hip hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Live 24/7. Live on hot702.5fm.com.
Side hustling wasn't a crime when fathers were in the home for dinner time. Where did the time go? No one knows. What if we were back into the days where all we do was VCRs, iPhones, and no phone? What if we were back into the days where all I know is mama said me that street light home?
Oh, wait, I get it. It was all this technology, well, I said it. It's making everyone lazy and nosy, I get it. But what happened is we TikTok famous, now aren't you with it? Nah, I just wanna go to the times. Back in when my friends to the park was a vibe. Those sticks and stones may break my bones, don't try. So if you know the why, guard your heart, look towards the sky. For those who endure to the end will be just fine. Outside after school was the average. When all we had to jam was the radio. Side hustling wasn't a crime when fathers were in the home for dinner time. Where did the time go? No one knows. What if we were back into the days where all we do was VCRs, iPhones, and no phone? What if we were back into the days where
Hey, this is Her Flow from Hot 702.5 FM, where we bring you the best in hip-hop, R&B, pop, and talk. Tune in. Hey, you have tuned back into the flow, and you guys know who I am. I am Her Flow here on Hot 702.5 FM. You have tuned into the hottest radio show host on earth. Okay. I had to put my Barry White on. You guys, we are with Special Olympics Nevada, and I want to read some things. You guys have over 759 volunteers and funding from individuals, and you also do healthy screenings and services free of charge. We kind of talked about that and went over that. So you guys also have some upcoming events that I want to talk about, right? Let's go. We got bowling. The regional bowling, right? And then we have Bowl for the Gold and Tip a Cop. Let's talk about that, Elise.
So we're in bowling season here in Southern Nevada.
Okay.
It is too hot to do any other event besides bowling, so we are bowling. And that is for our athletes. They, like I said, practice starts June 6th. You just go to the website, find your practice area, and you can sign up as an athlete. We are also looking for coaches, head coaches, assistant coaches, day of volunteers again. SONV.org.
SONV.org. Y'all heard that.
Yeah, everything can be found there.
Okay.
And then we are always running fundraising events, and like I said, everything we do is free, so we need to run these events. We actually have one tomorrow that we are partnered with California Fish Grill, and they are doing a give back campaign, which is where you go and you get the flyer off of our social media and you take it in and say, hey, I want this fish meal. And they give a percentage of that back to Special Olympics. So that is happening tomorrow.
Can you repeat that one more time? What is it called?
California Fish Grill.
California Fish Grill.
And all locations are participating.
California Fish Grill. I'm going to try to come out.
Yep. And so they give believe it's a 20% give back. So 20% they will give that back to Special Olympics. So that's happening tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then we also have a Tip-A-Cop at Chili's to celebrate our anniversary of Special Olympics International.
Okay.
And that is at I think 6 participating Chili's locations. And that's a fun event. A lot of people like to come out for the Tip-A-Cops because you have a cop serving you food and it's kind of fun.
Okay, giving back to the community. That's what I'm talking about. And then you guys have one more. Do you have one more event that you got? You got Tip-A-Cop Bowl for the Gold and the the regional bowling.
We have so many events.
You guys got to go to the website because there's so many events. And then go to the website to see how you can volunteer. Go to the website to see how you can donate. Just go to the website. That's what I'm saying. You guys, let's talk about really quick. And I know we talked about it. Let's talk about some of the disparities really quick, Terrence, that these special needs participants have. Some of the disparities.
Yeah. So really a big part is just not being included generally. You know, a lot of times just because of lack of education or whatnot that people aren't allowing them to have a seat at the table. And that's really where what we call it unified partners is important. And basically what that is people without disabilities engaging in the activities with those with disabilities.
Right. Okay.
And the great thing about that is it breaks down that wall. And so it gives people the opportunity to see that, oh my goodness, they can do and compete in these competitions just as like I can, or if it's on a school campus, you know what, they have the capacity to be in student government just like me. And so that's the exciting thing that we do to help break down some of those disparities.
Yeah. And they also have programs over at UNLV. I think. Is there programs for? We
have, more or less to as far as like a venue for location and things like that. But,
okay.
One of the things that we didn't touch on, if you don't mind, on the health initiative is actually twofold. So we do wellness screenings throughout the year that are free of charge, as Elise mentioned, to those that engage in our programs. But on the other side of the coin, it's also a professional development opportunity for doctors and physicians that may not have the experience working with people with disabilities. One of the things I thought that was interesting when I first came to Special Olympics is that, obviously doctors have many years of training in their specialty areas, but there's no core curriculum for them to take at the university level that focuses on dealing with specialized populations like ours, people with intellectual disabilities. So our national office actually partnered with the CDC about 20 years ago and created a curriculum for those medical professionals so they know how to give the proper care to our population.
Absolutely. That's what I'm talking about. All right, you guys, this has been an amazing show. Wouldn't you agree? Elise?
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah,
Are you guys going to come back and see me?
Whenever you need us.
Okay, Terrence.
For sure, anytime.
All right, I'm so happy about that. You guys, you have tuned into The Flow. And you have tuned into me, Her Flow. I just want to remind you, it's getting hot out there. Please, please, please stay hydrated. Drink plenty of water. Drink your fruit if you feel hot. And you guys, heat stroke is real big here in Las Vegas. So if you're coming to Las Vegas, please make sure you follow the Las Vegas rules. Stay hydrated, okay? I want to thank you for tuning in. I want to thank Elise for coming in. I want to thank Terrence for coming in from
Special Olympics Nevada, SONV.org.
We're tired, right? Special Olympic Nevada, right? Yes. I said it like several times during the show. I don't know what happened, Elise. It was the food you talked about. That's what it was. Now I'm hungry. You guys, thank you for tuning in. You've tuned into The Flow, and I'm Her Flow here on Hot 702. I'll see you next week.
Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on Hot 702.5FM.com.